Hi, I'm Becky Holt. Welcome to my tattoo tour. Got my forehead tattooed. It says, "We can be heroes." It's a lyric from my Heroes song, Heroes. His name is David Bowie. I love him. He's a massive inspiration to me. And the song is actually about two alcoholics struggling through life. And although I'm not an alcoholic, I do feel like I've somewhat struggled through life, and we can all be heroes. So that's the kind of meaning behind that one. I have freedom across my face, which is like freedom of speech. I was in a really kind of mentally abusive relationship with my ex-partner, and he used to basically just hated me getting tattooed. Every time I got tattooed, there was a drama about it. So when we split up after he cheated on me, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get my face tattooed. There isn't necessarily a massive meaning behind my geometry. I'm sure there will be, but for me, I actually just got it because I really like geometric work, I really like the style, and I really love the artist. So it was done by Raf Chemo. I've got a chip on my shoulder, and it basically means you've got attitude. I've got a Tank Girl. When I was growing up, I loved Tank Girl, the movie. I loved the comic. I thought she was super cool, super rad. So yeah, I just basically got her. This arm is generally full of just kind of things I love. Unicorns, weed, cupcakes. I've got my dog, Paris, who is a French bulldog. I've got the flower of life with a semicolon. If you know anything about the Semicolon Project, it's about people who have basically struggled through mental health problems, and it means that your story's not over, which mine is not. Fight like a girl, because I do fight like a girl. So the spider, my best friend died last year. He went to sleep and never woke up, basically. But the reason for the spider is because we sat for 6 hours on my windowsill. I had a pet spider, and she was called Harriet, and she just used to live on my windowsill. And this one day we sat for hours and hours and hours watching her catching wasps and catching flies, and then she caught this wasp. She had this big fight with the wasp, and we were like, yay, cheering her on. It was really cool. And then the next day my best friend died, and so I had this spider, Harriet, in kind of memory for him. I have a pirate themed sleeve. I just like, I like rum, I like pirates. I think they're cool. There is some kind of meanings through it, but basically I used to have a really beautiful, meaningful tattoo for my ex-partner, who unfortunately we're not together anymore, so I had to have it covered up. Okay, hands say, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned," and I've sinned a lot and need forgiveness. So the finger tattoos are, they kind of came out here on this side, and they managed to stain on this side, but there isn't necessarily a meaning behind them. It's just a nice pretty flower on the fingers. This one is Manta Ray, and ever since I was little it has been my dream to swim with manta rays. They're my favourite animal. They're really majestic and spiritual, and I believe that I'm kind of like a queen of the ocean, and I'm going to go and swim with manta rays in Bali in a couple of weeks' time. So that's why I had that done. I felt like I needed to have it before I swam with them rather than after. The rose is my grandma, it's her favourite flower. Everything around here is kind of like beautiful danger. So I've got bullets, and I've got some angel wings, I've got some guns, I've got an eye in a clock, which means fading beauty. I've got some diamonds and some flowery pattern work that just basically ties all that design in together. And then on my butt, we've got a phoenix. The meaning behind the phoenix is to basically start your life again. So I feel like I've had quite a life, and I've basically kind of turned it all around. Buddha is really spiritual. I'm not Buddhist or anything, I just really like the design, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've also got Ganesh. Now I get really, really abused for my Ganesh tattoo. For whatever reason, I literally just get hated online for it. Something to do with the Indian religion and them not liking you tattooing your god, so sorry. But it's my body, so I'll do what I want with it. Sorry guys. I've got Mermaid, because I absolutely adore the sea. I love mermaids. I was always meant to be in water. And I kind of believe I'm half mermaid, so that's why I got her with a little dolphin and ship in the background. Oh, this is the octopus as well, another of my favourite animals. I just think they're really majestic, cool and beautiful, and I really like the sea. And then that travels down to my Labyrinth Leg Sleeve, which is, again, David Bowie, was a movie that he did in 1987, I think it was in 87. So the whole of my lower leg is all based on the Labyrinth movie that David Bowie was in, who is my favourite person in the world. On the other side, it's like a kind of Japanesey theme. I've got a food dog, and I've also got a chakra. This is a huge cover-up down here. There used to be a cat under there. I used to own a tattoo studio, and my apprentice practiced on me. Okay, so my back tattoo is actually a cover-up. I used to have a portrait of Yolandi Visser, which wasn't done very well, so I had it covered with this beautiful design done by Dean McLaughlin, and the only reason I had it done is because I really fell in love with his work. I met him at a convention and I couldn't keep away from his station, so I thought he was the perfect artist to complete my my back and do my cover-up for me. A lot of my tattoos don't have meaning, but lots of them do have meaning too. I kind of feel like I really have to have gone on a massive, massive journey to get this full body coverage and for every single one to have meaning. But generally I love them, I love my body, and I'm really, really happy with what I've done with it.